Hi guys, how are y'all today? I'll wait just a second to see if anybody pops on. I don't like talking to myself, but I'll do it. I know probably a lot of y'all are at work right now, so you can watch this on the replay. If you're watching on the replay, let me know, just so I know that you watch. But I am Whitney Hebel. A lot of you probably don't know me personally. Amber is one of my accountability partners, and she was so gracious to let me invite some of our group's upcoming directors into this drive. And Amber had asked me to join her on one of the Zooms, but I am in an accelerated leadership program with Cincy right now, and we meet every Tuesday evening. So I wasn't able to do the Zoom. So when she said that she was doing this, I was like, perfect. I can still come on and talk to y'all about a few things. So some of my girls are in here with y'all. Super excited about that. I know they're loving it. So I really appreciate Amber letting us hop on with her and join her Drive to Director. I think it's super important to come together and do things like this with other people, with like-minded people. To tell you a little bit about me, I was born and raised in North Carolina. I am an Army wife, so right now we currently live in northern New York. I have 2 boys, and I have been with Cincy since September of 2017. I hit director 2 years to the month, so September 2019. That's when I hit director, and then I hit star director May of this year. So it's been a crazy journey, like most people with this business. What I'm doing now is not what I signed up to do, and I like to say that just because my why, my reason, all of that has changed because I kept going. So I do have some reasons or some tips for you. The first thing I want to say though, when people ask me like why or how or like what are your tips to get to director, I just want to say that Amber, Chloe, all of the leaders, directors that are already directors, we're just like you. We're normal women that happen to work really, really hard. Hey, Nikki. We don't have a special like degree, or we don't look a certain way, or we don't live in a certain area, or we don't come from a certain background. We are all so different, but we're not, we're nothing special. And I say that in the nicest way, but the reason that I really truly believe that people get to director is because of their work ethic, because of their belief in what they strive to do with their business. So just realize that, your leaders are leaders because they kept going. They're leaders because they set their mind out to do that, not because of something that they were like gifted with. So because anybody can do this business if they are coachable, if they're teachable, and if they are willing to work their butt off, to be completely honest. So if y'all haven't watched the other 2 directors that have already gone, both of their trainings were amazing. They had some awesome tips, so I hope y'all have watched those. But I'm going to also assume that if you're in this group, it's because you are a leader that has at least part of their business figured out. And the first thing I'm going to say is that like your PRV should be mastered. That's the first thing. And when I say mastered, I mean you should never be scrounging last minute for your PRV as a leader. And I teach my leaders that because that's the first leg of success that we go by. That's the first thing that needs to be done every month. Your PRV, your business, all of that should be done first, okay? So I'm assuming if you're in this group that you know how to get PRV, and I'm not saying you have to like have crazy PRV, but you need to have your minimum in by, we teach the 5th, 500 by the 5th, end of story. You should be front loading. That should be your goal. And so I'm going to assume if you're in this group that you have that part figured out. If you don't, that's the first thing I'm going to suggest, is that you go and figure out your PRV first. Because your business, even as a director, even as a star director, your business is always going to come first. Your business has to come before your team. Your numbers have to be in before you start focusing on helping people that are on your team. You have to know where your PRV is coming from before you start training your team on how to get their PRV. And that's what we say when we're sponsoring too. Like, if your PRV isn't figured out, if at the end of the month you're scrounging for your PRV and you're trying to figure out how you're going to get to your 500 so you can be paid at title because the rest of your team has the team numbers that you need to take a step back. So I'm assuming all y'all are past that and you know all of that, but your business is still going to always come first. The first half of the month is my business. I try to schedule all my parties. I try and front load my PRV. I do front load my PRV every month. And I like to be by 2,000 by the 15th because I want to be able to focus the last half of the month on my teams. I want to be able to see who's coming up for a promotion. I want to see and talk to and train with people who want to go farther in this business. Excuse me. One thing I'm going to say about director too is that director is an amazing title, right? So it's the first or one of the main goals that a lot of people have in their business. They want to be a director. But I'm here to tell you that a director is a mindset, okay? I have girls on my team that they're already a director in my eyes because they act like a director. They show up like a director. They interact like a director. Their numbers are director numbers, okay? They're just still building that foundation. So when they hit that title, it's going to be smooth sailing for them because they've built such a good foundation. So just remember that director is a title. And once you have your mindset down and get in the mindset of being a director, the title is going to come. I promise. I promise the actual title is going to come. So if you want to be a director, act like a director. I'm sorry, we're still getting over the sickness in our house. We all had strep last week, but get in the mindset of being a director. When your leader asks for interaction, be the first one to do it. When the top 10 is being announced in your group, you should be in that top 10 every single time because you're leading from the front and you're acting like a director, even if you aren't yet. It's, like I said, it's so exciting. But you can be a director in the director mindset way before you actually get that title. The title will come, okay? Focus on the people, y'all. We always tell our people to focus on their customers, focus on the people, build those relationships, all of that. Do the same thing with your team, guys. You should be building relationships with your team, your teammates, just as much as you are with your customers. Some of my best friends are my teammates. I talk to them every day about Scentsy and non-Scentsy, but it's because I've built a relationship. I care about them. You know, they're not just a paycheck to me. I'm being completely honest. And that's how some people see their team, that like they're up here and their team is down here. No, we're all on the same level. I'm just leading the pack or bringing up the rear, depending on what's going on. Okay. You are their leader. You're there to help them, mentor them. But focus on the people and build those relationships. Get to know your people. Don't expect just a Facebook group to be the main source of discussion, okay? You're not going to get to know someone through a Facebook group. You're just not. But, okay, so 3 things that I think are the reason that I promoted to director. I did what successful people did, okay? Me and my sponsor, I'm pretty sure we hit director in the same month. I did not have a sponsor that coached me or taught me in this business. I love her, but she wasn't a mentor. She wasn't someone who was guiding me to do more. I am so sorry. So I found that in our leadership. Once I hit lead and I was able to be on the Anchored In Leaders page, that's when everything changed, because I was surrounded by women and people who wanted more. Okay, we weren't just settling for where we were. We were working for more, and that's huge. So I watch people, and I'm not saying copy and paste. Nope. Don't do it. Nope. I'm saying I looked at the content they were sharing. I looked at how they talked to their teams. I attended team meetings, and I looked to see what they were talking about and to their teams, what kind of content, okay? How they were doing things, and really just doing what they were doing. They did a training on this. I did my own version of that training with my team, okay? All of those things. The second thing, or the reason I think I promoted to director back in September 2019, was because of work ethic. I didn't stop, okay? I kept going. I put my head down and I got to work. And I said no to a lot of things because I was saying yes to my business. And I think that's super important that, some people are going to make fun of you. They're going to think that you're just full of it with this business. And those aren't your people, because if they think that about you, I hate to break it to you, but they don't love you, okay? They don't care about you. If they're laughing at what you're doing and what you believe in, you need to reassess that. So get to work. Anything that Chloe gave me to do, guess what? I did it. Did all of it work for me? No. But I did it. And I learned. And I was able to teach things that, even things that didn't work for me, I was still able to pass those ideas and those things along to my teammates so they could try it, because it might work for them. Okay? Put your head down and get to work. Focus on the 3 legs. PRV, you should have down. Sponsoring should be, once you have your PRV down, is just as important. I tell my teammates, as much as you're talking about these products with people on parties, in conversations, you should be talking about sponsoring. You should be talking about the opportunity. And then coaching. And coaching is an art. It is an art, and I'm learning about it every single day. Okay? And that kind of ties into doing what successful people do, is being coachable. Okay? If you're not coachable in this business, you're going to be stuck. If you're not willing to grow and go out of your comfort zone, you're going to get stuck. And even when you get to director, that's the other thing that I wish that I knew before was, and that kind of goes along with the mindset. Director is a mindset. It doesn't change who you are. It doesn't measure your greatness or what type of person you are by your title. So just know that once you get to director, that's when the work really starts. Okay? You're never going to be in a point in this business where you're just oh, I'm good, we're chilling. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen where you're going to be I have it all figured out, I'm good. Because once you get to that point, you're going to streamline, okay? You're not going to go up. You're going to get comfortable and you're going to stay there, okay? And the last thing I will tell y'all, to go along with the belief, I feel like I've said that a few times. The last thing I'm going to tell y'all, because I could go on and on all day about this, but this business will change your life if you let it. If it hasn't changed your business, if this business has not changed your life yet, it's going to. Keep going. Okay? I remember when I went to World Tour, and even when I went to SFR, it hadn't changed my life. It had given me opportunities. I'd gone to Mexico. It was great, but it didn't change. I couldn't honestly tell people that it had changed my life at that point. Until we moved to New York. We moved to New York in the very end of June of 2019. And when we got here, both the boys were going to be in school full time. I was a stay-at-home mom for 6 years at that point. And we had to decide, am I going to go get a 9-to-5 or am I going to focus on Scentsy? Keep in mind, we just moved from Georgia to New York, where I was leaving behind half my team in Georgia. And me and my husband sat down and decided, no, we're gonna focus on Scentsy. Keep in mind, I knew at that point that my husband was also deploying a few months later, so he's been gone. But that's when it changed my life, because I was able to be home with my boys and still bring in a full-time income. And it's not just about the money, it's about the freedom that that money allows. AKA, I'm here to put them on the bus every morning. I'm here to pick them up off the bus. I don't have to ask anyone to go take off work to pick up a sick child. I don't have to take off work when my husband comes home from being gone for months at a time. I have the freedom to live my life, the one life I get, the way that I want to. And that right there is life-changing. I've made life-changing money. Okay, and we're not settling, we're not staying, we're going to keep on going. But if it hasn't changed your life, just know that if you keep going, it will change your life. And if it hasn't, then use someone else's, not story, but use those other examples. So many people in our business have been able to stay home, been able to quit their job, been able to retire, been able to buy the pool that they've always wanted. Okay, and one day you will too have that success story, I promise, if you keep going. Okay. Can't wait till this cold goes away. So yeah, those are my tips. It's not just one thing, guys. It's not going to be one thing where it's like, oh, I got it, we're good, I'm going, that's it, we're done. It's never going to be like that. So stay coachable, keep learning, don't stop. And you got this. Anybody can do this. I truly believe that, if they are willing to put the work in and be coachable and continue to learn. Okay, so I hope y'all have a great day. And let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to talk to you. See you guys soon. Bye, guys.